Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula, and welcome to another Pokemon Go discussion video. So today I wanted to talk about Pokemon Go Fest Berlin. Of course, I did not attend this in-person event, but from everything that I heard, they took a lot of the feedback from the global event and they made sure that players who were actually there in person had a really great experience. I kind of wanted to talk about all of the implications behind this and why I feel like for me as a Pokemon Go player, this is both good and bad news. Alright, so with that said, let's roll the intro and get right into it. Alrighty, so over the weekend, there was a massive in-person Pokemon Go event, and it was in Berlin. It was, of course, the first in-person Pokemon Go Fest event, and I have to say, it must have been really exciting for all of the players that attended that event. It really seems like Niantic went all out with this in-person event, and it kind of makes sense considering that it was the first in-person Pokemon Go Fest since 2019, and I really do think that for a lot of players, they had a lot of expectations, and a lot of those expectations were met. I would be lying to you if I said that I wasn't feeling any FOMO right now. I really think that Niantic aimed to make Pokemon Go Fest extremely fun for everyone who attended in person, and I actually think they succeeded on this front. These in-person Pokemon Go Fests have always been the landmark event for Pokemon Go players, especially for those who are able to attend, and they typically have some really great global rewards that are attached to them. Unfortunately for this time around, it didn't seem like there was much for global players aside from doing a bunch of Team Go Rocket battles. And then of course you were able to get Pansear through a collection challenge, but aside from that, there really wasn't much for non-ticket holders to do outside of this event. But for ticket holders, it really seemed like Niantic was paying attention to some of the community feedback, especially from the global Pokemon Go Fest that we had earlier this year. For all of the attendees, it really seemed like they had a really good shiny rate. A lot of players were reporting that they were getting 20 to 30, even 50 shinies, and I think that's really good considering that they're paying money for this sort of an event and they're actually traveling and flying out to these events, so they're getting their money's worth in my opinion. And in terms of the peripherals, like the habitats and some of the design work, they did a really good job, at least from what I've seen from pictures. I've also heard that the gameplay was pretty engaging. There was a lot related to battling and raiding that a lot of players were able to enjoy, and the special research I heard was really fun. So yeah, whenever I think of Pokemon Go Fest, these are some of the things that I think about when it comes to these in-person events. They really have to go all out because people are traveling far and wide in order to attend these events, and I really think they did a good job in doing that. Now, as a Pokemon Go player, this is both good news and bad news. First and foremost, I think it's good news because it really shows that Niantic is paying attention to a lot of what players are expecting when it comes to these events, and they are trying to deliver the best way they can. But I have to say this is also really bad news because it shows that Niantic is trying to push away from the global Pokemon Go Fests that we've all been able to enjoy for the past couple of years. I think one of the biggest examples of this is of course the lack of special spawns within the global Pokemon Go Fest that were present in Berlin, like for example the Snorlax with the cowboy hat. I really did feel like I missed out by not getting that one particular costume Pokemon. And then of course, the shiny rate was just that much better during Berlin. Like I mentioned earlier, people were getting a crazy amount of shinies like you typically would see with Pokemon Go Fest, and this was of course not the case during the global Pokemon Go Fest earlier this month. Now when it comes to the past couple of years, I really think the global version of Pokemon Go Fest was a lot better than the in-person events, mainly because it made the event a lot more accessible to a wider range of players. Of course for this year, they went with a bit of a hybrid approach where they had both a global Pokemon Go Fest as well as 3 in-person events, but it's very clear that the in-person experience was just vastly superior to the global Pokemon Go Fest experience. I really think this is problematic because if they're going to have a global Pokemon Go Fest as well as 3 in-person events and charge the same amount for the tickets for each of these events, then they should have equal value. Now, in my opinion, the most ideal scenario is that we have both a global Pokemon Go Fest as well as 3 in-person Pokemon Go Fests, and all 4 of these events are really good. You shouldn't have to feel ripped off by participating in any of these events. If you want the in-person experience, there's going to be 3 different in-person Pokemon Go Fests that are going to have a very special experience for those who attend, and then you have the global Pokemon Go Fest that is something for pretty much every player. You get your money's worth no matter how you play it, and it's all about player choice. Because no matter how much Niantic is trying to push away from it, the at-home experiences that Niantic has created over the past couple of years have been really beneficial for Pokemon Go as a whole. It's not necessarily about having the entire experience be completely playable from home, but giving players different options to enjoy some things remotely is always a really good thing. Why not have the best of both worlds? I really see no problem with that, considering that there's a lot of players who are able to participate in Pokemon Go Fest if it is global, and then of course for players who want to go the extra mile and have a very positive in-person experience, they could do that as well. I think what's been really holding Pokemon Go back as of late, and this is something that Niantic has failed to see, is this idea that having a lot of remote play and at-home play is going to hamper the experience of Pokemon Go. And I don't blame Niantic for trying to get the game back to a more community-based or exploration-based gameplay, mainly because that has been the core identity of Pokemon Go pretty much from the beginning. But rather than forcing players to play the game the way they want them to play, I really think what they should do is give players more choices. So yeah, in conclusion, I'm really happy that Pokemon Go Fest Berlin was a smashing success and the experience was really positive for all those who attended. I mean, Niantic has needed some positive PR for quite some time now, but I really am disheartened that the experience was just that much better than the global experience, because I really feel like some of this was intentional. And if it was, I really hope Niantic reconsiders, because having both a really positive global experience as well as a really positive in-person experience could only do good things for Pokemon Go as a whole. Not everyone is going to be able to attend any of these in-person events, so giving them a global Pokemon Go Fest experience that's on par with the in-person events, that would be a phenomenal thing for the Pokemon Go community as a whole. And I have to reiterate this, I'm not saying that they should discard one for the other. What I'm really saying is that they should make both the global Go Fest and the in-person experiences just a very positive experience all around. But yeah, that's just my thoughts and opinions regarding all this. Again, I'm really happy for all of the players who were able to attend Berlin. I think it was a very positive experience and I'm really happy that it was, but I would love to know your thoughts down below. Were you able to attend the Pokemon Go Fest in Berlin? Let me know your thoughts regarding that event down below, and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, then do consider becoming a patron or checking out the links in the description below. Alright, so that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.